Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the 12th episode of the Tait podcast. It has been a while since I've recorded. The first 11 episodes are all recorded before I release the first one. So thank you so much to all the people who have sent me messages out of the blue saying they're enjoying the show. There is actually a fair few people listening and watching on YouTube. If you are watching on YouTube, hit like and subscribe. It doesn't cost anything to subscribe. So you'll just get notifications when a new video is coming out. Today I'm chatting to Ash Greblo.
I've never witnessed someone do the like, share and subscribe thing in person.
Yeah, no,
it's exactly what I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's just as cringy as you fucking think. I hate doing it, but it's for some reason it works.
It was good to watch. How many people listen to it? No, don't say that.
It's like 7.5.
Oi! Oi! Heavens to Betsy.
Yeah. Ash Greblo.
Mm-hmm.
You are a comedian.
Well, I am. Can't you tell?
I'm sweating my cunt off in this room.
So hot.
It's the hottest day of the year so far. Yeah, no, actually it's not because...
We had bushfires.
Yeah, we had stuff. The year was dying. You're a comedian.
Does that beer taste like weed to you?
Weed?
Yeah, like...
It tastes like fucking mandarins.
I think it's because I've gone from the hot, burning up the road beer to the goat. There's like a different taste. Like it doesn't... I don't know. It tastes like...
It's quite lovely, the goat beer. Whoever makes Mountain Goat, well done, well done. Usually just drink.
Shout out to the goat.
Yeah, if you want to sponsor the show, fucking go.
Man,
get in contact with
they're
you.
Australian.
Well, I mean, even better.
I feel like you'd be a Furphy man. That's the closest brewery. No, maybe not. There'd be closer ones.
Yeah.
Blackman's Brewery.
Blackman's Brewery is quite big now.
Shout out Blackman's, sponsor the pod.
And if they don't, we'll get fucked.
I know two people there, or one guy there.
Does it work there, or is
I know one at Blackman's, and I think the other guy's just a whole different brewery. But yeah, I know a guy that work. He's like the rep dog. He drives.
Well, fucking tell him to hook me up, and I'll just suck their dicks on the podcast. Every one that I do.
Every pod.
Every
you
glory hole one.
Like Luke's dick, just a little bit at the start. That's a good deal.
Yeah. How long have you been doing stand-up?
What are you getting out of this?
Free beer.
Oh yeah, true. I thought
just sucking dicks for fun.
Hey, if you enjoy it, I mean, that's fine.
Well, I mean, if it's free beer, maybe. You know, suck a dick anyway. It's good to get something.
May as well turn your hobby.
You always got to learn things in case you go to prison.
What's this? If you find a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life.
It's true.
So, that's, yeah, I don't know if it applies to this.
Sucking dicks.
I had a big night last night, so I'm not 100% sure if it applies to this, but I think it does.
I mean, there's prostitutes out there.
That's a profession.
Yeah, the oldest profession or something. It's the joke, or it's probably real. Alright, take 17.
Yeah.
You're a comedian.
Hell yeah, baby.
How long have you been doing stand-up?
World's best.
Bendigo's best. I'll give you. And then when Sean comes on, I'll be like, Bendigo's best.
Well, you can have it. I don't even live in. I love the town, though. I love
You're Bendigo through and through, mate.
Yeah, I am, actually.
Country, Victoria, Bendigo, Ash Greblo, the greatest comedian that ever walked.
Then you could also say the same about Swan Hill.
Oh, are you originally from the Swan?
I was just born there and then did 2-year stint there. No, not even a year stint in radio there.
Yeah.
Fuck, it is hot in here, isn't it?
It is spicy meatball. I thought it was just because I'm morbidly obese. But it's, I don't know if the camera can actually see how sweaty I am, but...
I can't see how sweaty you are except for your face.
Well, my face is pretty fucking sweaty, but it's part of the deal. How come you got into stand-up? Influencers, all that fucking jazz. Was there anyone on TV that was like making you want to be a comedian?
I just wanted to make a difference, really.
So quit being a doctor.
I saw the world needed it. I knew there was a lot of comedians there. I was like, no one's doing this properly.
Yeah.
I'm going to step up. No, not really. What happened was, the story is, no, I didn't follow it. Still don't, and I never did really watch that much comedy.
Really?
I didn't grow up watching stand-up or anything.
Yeah.
I was working in radio, and I was kind of like working in radio and stuff, and I was in the arts. But I was drunk, and I know you're getting him on this podcast as well, Sean Rosea, who is a guy Popper from Bendigo Comedy.
Yeah.
He was out one night. Have you seen the movie Inglourious Bastards?
Yeah.
Yeah, you know the Dominic the Coco? The actor's name is Omar Doon.
No.
Well, anyway, I was pissed as, and I saw Sean, I didn't know him, and I was like, hey, you look like Dominic DeCoco. And then he said, you should do comedy, and then...
From that?
Yeah. And then Crusher never seats.
Yeah, like, knock, knock, and he's like, you're in.
Anyway, I think he was just like, it was him and Cody were probably, and another dude, Zach, were the only three.
Yeah.
But he said, you should do it, and then I just said, yeah, alright, I'll give it a go. Why not? Just for fun. I thought I'd only ever do one gig. I can't say, I've never said no to anything in my life.
Alright, come over here and suck my dick.
Yeah, good time to start. Considering how hard it is in this room.
Where was your first gig, sorry, and how'd it go?
Is it the Golden Ones Hotel?
Yep.
And it was sick.
Really?
So good, yeah.
How'd you come up with your material?
So, well, that's like actually pretty interesting. I spent like 2 weeks. They gave me 2 weeks. I knew because it was a monthly show. So they said, you're on the next one.
Yep.
You do 5 minutes.
What year was this, sorry?
That was 6 years ago.
Okay, yeah.
Yep. So they said, you got 5 minutes to write heaps of jokes. And I wrote a bit, and like, it's terrible. It was all observational stuff.
And it works.
And it was like, well, hang on. I don't know if it works because I never did it.
Ah.
So I wrote a joke, and it was about how, like, if you're going to run for the train, you actually got to run for the train. You know how, like, people just take that fast walk thing? And I worked real hard on that bit. And then I was in the shower with my girlfriend at the time. We were doing it. We just
podcast after dark, eh?
No, we still do. We just shower a lot, all the time.
Like, were you mean together?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, just, it's a little cat, especially when you're doing stand-up.
Saving water.
Yeah, exactly.
Especially when you're doing stand-up.
Well, because...
it's a normal fucking thing.
No, because you're out...
You're in a stand-up so you can shower together.
Well, you're out all the time, so... and she works, so I don't work during the day, and then if you call this work...
You're like, are you going to have a shower today?
So we never see each other, so when we get home, like, you're going to have a shower, and we'll try to chat about the day kind of thing. It's going to happen before bed. But anyway...
Okay.
We're in the shower, and I kind of had like a freak out. I was like, I don't think this is funny. Like, I've been working on this fucking run for the bus joke. And she goes, well, don't do it. And I was like, well, I don't have much time. She goes, just tell a story. And I once had cyber sex with one of my mates. He pretended to be a girl, and we did it. And she's like, just tell that story. And I just told that story, and I've just told stories ever since. And it crushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was real. I filmed that gig. I've got the footage on my phone. I can still watch it.
The very first one.
Yeah, Did you
bring friends and family for your first?
No, I didn't tell anyone.
Oh, good.
Yeah, I was just... There were people there that knew me, but they would have been there regardless kind of thing. Like, they didn't know I was on. And then, just smashed it. I got off and said, can I have when's the next one I can do?
Like, so am I professional now, or...
Yeah. Well,
you just ring up whatever you're working at, you're like, I fucking quit.
Yeah.
I'm the man.
Pretty quick, I did quit radio probably too soon. But yeah,
probably like 4 years too soon.
I think like the next day I told someone I was a comedian. That was terrible. But yeah, that's how I started. And that's it. I've just been doing it almost every day since.
Yeah, like you are one of the few comics that I know that actively like... Well, how many, the last 2 years, that's right off 2020 because it's fucked.
Yeah.
2018, 2019... How many gigs did you do 2018?
It's I do 200. I made minimum 200 a year.
200
minimum,
and I've done since 2014. I've done 47.
Yeah. But it's different because I live in Melbourne, and when I lived here, I did 2 a month.
Yeah.
Yeah. I did drive to Melbourne a little bit.
Yeah. But it's crazy how you've just gone like, this is for me, this is what I want to do, and gone like, I assume things in your life have taken a backward step, maybe other jobs, careers, money, fucking hanging out with the missus. I assume your water bill's pretty fucking high, but
true.
It's, like little things, big things actually. I mean, when you're young, they are the big things. It's not like you have anything else going on. Like, I assume weekends and stuff are pretty much... Comedy, like...
No, look, their weekends aren't, though. There's not that many gigs on weekends.
Unless you're a pro.
Yeah. I do get gigs on weekends occasionally. But, I'll do one Friday nights and Sunday nights.
Yeah.
But Saturday nights are generally a night off, I reckon.
Yeah.
More often than not. Except for, a paid gig could be on Saturday. But
footy clubs.
Yeah. I don't get enough of them, sadly. But yeah, I like going out doing. Yeah, I love doing 3 gigs a night. That's my favourite thing to do.
I just don't even know how you get on. Like 3 times one night. So do you have like, do you know a lot of people now and you're actually like, hey man, I'm coming, have a spot for me, or are they all sign-ups or?
No, you book them.
Yeah.
So you message, like you do this, but you just message the room owner before. And sometimes, you message them and then you got to wait a month to get on.
Okay.
But yeah, I just kind of message in advance and just try and book as many gigs as I can, and then I'll do open mics as well. If nothing's on, do an open mic. Like on Wednesday night, you run the gauntlet. If you're not booked, there are a lot of Wednesday night in Melbourne is a big night.
Mm-hmm.
There are a lot of booked gigs, but if you're not booked, you can still do 3 open mics in that night. But you gotta.
Do you think that
Got to be quick.
the downside of there being so many open mics is that you so you got 5 people going here, you got 5 people going there, you got 2 people going there, audience members, and then it's not like they're just spread out. Whereas if you had less,
no, because the gigs are all so far away from each other.
Okay,
Like far enough where I don't think
it would matter too much.
Like they're in different suburbs, and I think you've got that suburb there as many people as you can from that area.
Yeah.
I mean, that people travel into that area. I mean, people travel from other suburbs, but that doesn't feel like the audience is divided because of that. I feel like the audience just doesn't go because there's just something else going on. Yeah,
and it's pretty hard to get an audience. You realise that in stand-up, don't you?
Yeah,
it's the hardest thing, isn't it?
Yeah,
it's an audience.
Yeah, but I run a room. I run 2 rooms, 3 rooms. Sorry. That escalated, didn't it? I run a room. I run 2.
So you've gone from
technically
1 gig
3
to
at 3 at festival.
3 fucking.
I'm a committee for that. So I run 2 rooms by me. I've got another comedian, and I run one on Monday, and I run by myself on a Thursday, the first Thursday of every month. And that's like you freak out as a room runner to not get an audience, but I think as an act, I'm just thankful for if you were there.
It's true, yeah.
I mean, I'm not going to be. I'd rather more, but I'm never upset with. I'm not like, damn, no one's here.
Yeah.
I'm bummed out. I'm like, fuck.
It's part of the parcel of stand-up, isn't it? You learn that pretty quickly. You do your first gigs where you got I was lucky enough to have Raw was my first gig, G-Pack in Geelong, 280 people very first gig, and then the next gig was another big one in Ocean Grove, but the third one was do you remember Fish Face Comedy in Fitzroy or whatever it was?
No.
It was the very last gig.
Yeah,
that I did, but there was everyone there because they wanted to see it off. So they let everyone go.
Yeah.
And it was fucking brutal because it was just a room of comedians staring at you being alright,
and that
I can see your jokes coming from a mile away.
Yeah, that sucks. What I found for me is I'm definitely not a comedian's comedian.
Yeah.
You get those people that are comedians love watching that person.
Yeah, there's always going to be something different or out there. Or something. It's got to be, it's not just your normal, if you're doing the run-of-the-mill jokes, they don't like it. But if you're doing, but it's the same, if I go to an open mic, I'm very rare that I'm cackling because I'm just thinking about my shit.
Oh, yeah, see, I'll laugh. I don't think that.
But I'm just in my head, do this, do this, do this, do this. And maybe it's a time thing as well.
Yeah. But I just think, I know comedians always talk about, I've got a bit that everyone people talk about a lot or whatever, will quote me on, I guess.
Yeah.
So I know that people comedians like my jokes, but I don't think I'm ever playing for them.
But you shouldn't be playing for them though, should you? The ideal is a fucking unbiased audience, no other comedian in the audience, and you're just listen here, you motherfuckers, I'm the funny man.
Sadly, that's just, never gonna...
Unless you're up there.
Yeah, well, you're always gonna have everyone else on the line up there watching you, pretty much.
True.
Unless, some will take off for other gigs, or some will just take off once they go.
Some have had 3 gigs in one night, stay around.
I do that all the time, I take off heaps, but... There's always going to be at least the person that was just on, the MC, and the person after you are all going to be comedians. So, you want them to like you, and I think they do. I mean,
do you think doing 200 gigs keeps you real focused when you're doing that What does that work out to be a week? Like 4 or 5?
Yeah, I think so. Oh, yeah, and somewhere around there.
So, do you feel like, let's say, if you had a week off for any reason, do you think that you would, do you feel it? You know what I mean? Do you like, I'm just not as quick, I'm not as, match fitness sort of thing?
Yeah, I go overseas, or used to, grown as a dog, but I go overseas every year.
Yep.
And when I get back, I'm always rusty. Obviously, like, I don't never gig, like, I always hear, like, I've got lots of mates that are like, oh, geez, I miss gigging over Christmas time.
Yeah.
Obviously, there's not that much. But I'm having I'll take time off to have a lot of fun, just make it up on other times kind of thing.
Yeah.
Same with, like, Comedy Festival. I'll take a week off after Comedy Festival.
Yeah, it's pretty full on. Well, because you're doing, a month's worth of gigs in fucking a night nearly, realistically.
Yes,
Even if you're doing half an hour. You're not doing half an hour. Like, mostly, what are the gigs? Between 5 and 7 minutes or something, usually?
Yeah. Like 5 and 10, yeah.
Yeah.
Probably.
So when you're doing 3 gigs a night, how much is the same material?
Probably all the same set. But
so you just go and bang, you're just working the kinks out.
Yeah. I don't have much kinks, like I'm really good at everything. But... Yeah,
it's on fucking record. The greatest comedian in the world. Do you have anything to plug? Do you have a fucking YouTube channel?
Who plugs mid-pod? Plugs mid-pod!
This is fucking the start of it, mate.
Plugs mid-pod. I'd like to plug a podcast where the plugs are done at the end of the pod.
Well, you've got the wrong fucking podcast.
No, I don't need to plug. I mean, like, follow me on Instagram, but there's nothing comedy-related happening on there at the moment.
I suppose with the comedy, if people... Alright, let's say someone's listening and they're thinking about getting to stand-up, and they're in the Melbourne area of Victoria, Australia. The best way to get a gig, is it to message a room runner directly?
Nah, if you're starting, you got to just go to open mic.
Okay.
Yeah, you just got to rock in, you got to sign up, you're in the 3rd bracket, it's all bad, it won't be fun. But, like, there's probably no other way to do it.
Yeah.
I mean, you could sign up for Raw, but it's the same thing.
Only one gig.
It's the one gig, and I mean, Raw's a big audience, and you might not be in the 3rd bracket, but at an open mic, you're going to be on late. If you're just starting out, you just got to be cool with it, I guess.
No one's succeeded in comedy straight away, have they? Realistically. Even people are like, it was pretty quick, but they were still doing it for, like, probably going back, like, 5 years or something, which is a bit of time.
Yeah.
And they're usually around the 10-year mark before it happens anything, regular spots, fucking... Like, you're 6 years in now.
Yeah, but regular spots, I reckon, can happen pretty quick. Alright, regular spots can happen...
Paid?
No, not
paid. That's what I'm talking about.
Oh, okay, yeah. I was going to say...
What about the money?
You're all about the cash.
Yeah.
See, I'm not about the cash. Yeah. I mean, I've been, like, kind of living just like I've been living off comedy. I haven't had a job for ages. But, yeah.
So you like... So yeah, have you been able to afford your lifestyle with just pure comedy, or a little bit of that sweet government money?
So, well, no, because I've only got the government money because of Corona.
Oh, yeah.
So I've been off since August last year. That whole time till Corona was when so it's not a huge stint, but I stopped working.
Yeah.
But in saying that, I do like social media for a footy company.
Okay.
But it's not a lot of money. Like it's way less than I get from stand up.
Is it AFL?
No, like that's like a sale, like a product, like a footy product. Yeah. Yeah. I won't say what it is.
Yeah, it's fine.
But they, so it's just like a product that you can buy online. I do the social media for it.
It's a pump.
Hey, it's like a footy. Yeah, it's pretty much a footy. Yeah. So I did that, and then I think that's my only thing with like money really. But I had savings as well. Mm-hmm. So it's hard to say like all my rent and food isn't coming from comedy. I've eaten into my savings heaps at the same time, but not.
So you saved up. You saved up when you were doing radio, was it? Or
no. So
I
quit radio to do comedy, and then I worked in a call centre.
Okay.
Because that's the thing is, like, to do comedy, I feel like you don't, like a radio, even though you think, radio and comedy would be great together,
Yeah, not
Like,
really.
it's
You can't
quite-
talk about what you want to.
Yeah, and you can't, like, it's harder to leave. As this job, like, I work for an electricity company. I didn't care. I just called in sick whenever I wanted to take time off. Just, no, I wouldn't do the work. Like, I never worked.
Yeah.
I just write jokes and email them to myself all day, and like I was a terrible employee, but that's kind of what you want.
Well, if anyone out there is looking for a worker bee,
Yeah, well, and actually, like, I mean, with Corona, I probably will have to get a job again soon too. But
same as me.
fuck, yeah, I should. Don't put this on Seek. Don't upload this.
It's going to be his LinkedIn.
I'm not going to plug this podcast on LinkedIn. But yeah, I got to a point where I was like, I'm just going to try and embrace it. I even wrote like on I made my LinkedIn like silly. I was like, fuck it, I don't want to try, and I want to just be real, I guess. So I think I wrote
be the Ash Greblo.
I think I read like comedian, host, MC, and it's like, just give me those jobs. Don't give me like I'm not, yeah. Might have to change it now though.
See what happens.
So
until like the people from the job centre trying to get you jobs, can we see your LinkedIn? And you're like, oh fuck, probably shouldn't have put that on there.
Yeah, it says like comedian and big balls enthusiast. It's just dumb shit.
You're a fucking psycho, mate. What else have we got? What do you reckon? Obviously, you're in the Melbourne comedy scene, which is a fair scene. Like it's 4 million people.
Yeah, but
5.
Like yeah.
What do you reckon? Do you have any qualms? Do you think there's any pitfalls? Anything you would personally change?
There's nothing I would change different to life though. I just wish everyone got along.
Okay, so there is cliques and.
No, clicks are fine. Like I'd say that I've got my like friendship groups and.
Well, that's it. It's just a friendship group, isn't it?
Yeah, and which is like you can't. Everyone's gonna make groups of friends. Like,
yeah. Comedy is weird. How like you do have a lot of big opinions in stand up, just because you think about the craft is. When you put it down to its rawest form, is I'm going to get up in front of a group of strangers and I am backing my skills to make them laugh. It's pretty fucking an arrogant thing to do when you think about it.
Yeah.
In its rawest form, it's you going like, I have the skills, which confidence and arrogance go hand in hand, but there is a lot of arrogance that people get like mixed up in anything.
But
so
it
is interesting.
I say that, though.
You get a big. I think there's big fucking opinions and stuff. Like, see, it's weird how sometimes it's not so much anymore, but it used to be like people squabbling about bullshit, like, and then talking about protests and stuff. Like, it's very strange. It's gone now, and it must have been like certain few have left, but it's the same as in Canada, the UK, Australia. Like, it's so weird. Like, I've seen the 3, and you're just like, it's the same shit everywhere.
Yeah.
But it's the same type of people.
Yeah,
you know what I mean? So it's one of those ones where you're like, okay.
Well, I think the thing there is though that the only difference with what you said then is I don't think I ever think I'm going to make people laugh. Like I back myself to do that. I think
So you're like, please, 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 please.
I think the thought that is in my head is, I'm going to try real hard to make you laugh, and I might not be able to do it, and that makes it more fun.
It's a weird thing.
I'm just having a crack. I don't know if I can do this every night. I have some faith in myself being able to do it. Yeah. But the thing is, I'm just trying. But in terms of like those people exist. But I don't know, like I don't think comedy would be like clickier or have that not everyone getting along. It wouldn't be different to any other industry probably. I don't know.
Yeah. I suppose because I'm just on some of the forums. Is it the word? Forum?
Like, yeah, and that might make sense because if anything, they're just more nerdier.
Yeah,
and
it's a weird bunch.
And they type more.
Yeah.
If anything, I might just say, it's just this has been said before, but a lot of comedians are nerds, so they type more. As I'm sure that the fishing community have the same thing, but they just don't type shit. They're not on their phone, and that is the reason that you don't hear about it. Do you reckon that's true?
Yeah, and the same thing is I don't have a fishing fucking page.
Yeah, see, I do. I love fishing, and it's not there, but I know that they're like, there's definitely people that, there's heaps of groups, and fucking like you go up the end of a river and people don't want you there, but that's just they can't talk about it. I mean they can. Like I'm not saying fishermen don't know how to use social media, but comedy love it. Like
they like a bit of back and forth too.
Yeah,
they get there's a little opportunity to to troll or be annoying, you know, you see it.
Yeah.
Which is like anything. You go through the comments of a Facebook page, like there's ones from like the most purest, like, congratulations, you're amazing, to like, eat shit, cunt.
Yeah.
And you're like, alright.
Yeah.
So I turn the comments off on the podcast.
You can't check a comment on your Yui.
Oh, yeah, purely because a lot of my mates and the people I've had on don't do stand-up. Aren't really in the public eye at all. I don't want fucking trolls getting into them. You're fine. You've got a fucking... Your industry is fucking... If people want to heckle you, they can. That's the beauty of stand-up and the worst thing.
Why are we advertising that? Don't heckle me on the stage.
But, I just don't want them getting fucking cyber-bullied, you know. I've got thick skin because I'm super fat, but other people... Maybe not. So you gotta protect them.
Well, look at you, like a little daddy daycare. Just caring for the.
But I'll keep the YouTube comments on for him. So.
Alright, see, I can take it. I just can't write back to you. I can't take heckles, but only for a different reason. So I can't hear. I don't have the best hearing. So people say shit. Like one time, someone got me really good, but I just didn't hear it.
Is that my gig?
Hey,
is that my Jack gig?
Yeah. But I just can't, like, I don't know what it is, and I always feel like if I say sorry, I can't hear you.
Yeah, it wrecks it. Yeah.
It wrecks it, it's lame, but I can't, like, I struggle to be able to have any fun with it either, like, that's what we do, because I just can't hear what you're saying sometimes. Yeah, it sucks, man.
Would you go after it, you reckon, if you did hear it? It was clear as day.
Yeah, like, I definitely, because I love...
Ash is a cunt.
Yeah, I would work with that kind of thing. And then, because I, like, talk to the audience and we'll riff with them and
You do a lot of...
Yeah.
Are you nervous these days? 200 gigs? Are you... The butterflies' nerves still there?
No, I don't think so. Like, I mean, yes, like... I did a comedy festival trial show this year. I mean, never got to do a comedy festival show.
Yeah.
But I was a bit nervous there, and it showed. Like, I got on stage, and because it was all new.
Yeah.
And it was drawn out of a hat. Like, the audience got to pick the joke out, and then I just have to do it for the first time.
Okay.
So I was nervous then, and it was tough. And I'd be nervous for like, I did a bushfire gig that was probably at Geelong Stadium. It's huge, so many people there. I did that this year, but otherwise not really.
It's pretty cool.
I'm
fucking terrified.
Every time?
Yeah, pretty much.
Doesn't it show when you get on?
They're few and far between my gigs, but yeah, I try and somehow just bottle it. But I suppose my style's not overly energetic, so I don't stumble and bumble my, like, you know, it's just like a more monotony and like, I'll tell you, blah, blah, blah.
I definitely,
But you're quite, like, animated, fucking, you know, the mic's got to be on its lowest setting and because you're just fucking yelling. But that's your style, which is cool. And we'll go into that a bit more, but I'm just going to fucking stop it here because the camera, all that jazz. We'll be back shortly, motherfuckers. Stick around for the ad break.
Fuck, it's hot.
How to make the perfect Vegemite sandwich. Hey guys, welcome to the ad break. Today I'm going to show you guys how to make a traditional Vegemite sandwich. This is the good stuff here. It's some sort of fucking... just poison, pretty much, but we eat it in Australia. Now what you want to do is, you want to make sure you're doing it with one hand while you're videotaping, so everything's real hard. And then we'll cut scene to that nice and spread. And now that's perfect. Through the magic of cinema, I have done that. Now, that'll want to spin and piss you off. There's not a lot in there, but that is probably about at least a 15 to 20 year supply. Just the amount that's in there now. And all you want to do, and that's it. And that, ladies and gentlemen, is a Vegemite sandwich. If you did want to make it a little bit more tasty, you would get a piece of pizza like this, and that is traditional. Beautiful. Tune in next week to watch me throw rocks at a cat. Welcome back, motherfuckers.
Welcome back.
See, you see that nice cut scene that we did?
That was good. That was hot.
That's why we have to do that every time. Yeah. See, motherfucker. Going back to your stage presence.
Yes.
So you're quite animated. You fucking muck
Quite
around.
handsy.
Yeah, you fucking. But how long did that take to get or is that just your natural personality? Is well. You're sassy.
It didn't take any time at all because it was there on the first gig, and then it went away. Yeah, so it was there on the first gig when I didn't know if I'd be doing this again.
Yeah.
And I was there for like 2 gigs, but then I started to become like trying to be dark and trying to be edgy and shit. And I became like, I don't know, it didn't last too long. It was probably like for a few months.
Yeah.
I think I was just like an Anthony Jeselnik
Oh, really?
copy kind of thing. Yeah.
I've never seen any of those type of jokes.
Yeah, and like, oh, I can't even believe I did it. Like, some of them are pretty bad. But then, then I kind of like, I wasn't having fun doing it. I think I just realised, I'm like, oh, you're just trying to be someone else. And then I just kind of went back to what I did the first time. And then now there's just less nerves and it's looser. But the person now, the cat, like, yeah, like, oh, is there a character? Well, I don't know. I think it's pretty much.
I would say you're close to what you are.
Yeah.
Normal to this podcast compared to what you're on stage. Obviously, you're a bit louder and muck around because you fucking got to.
Well, I think the only part of character that could be is I definitely focus on the same kind of topics all the time, as obviously in life, like other things are there, but I'm like, just like people like I want to talk about this shit, so I was going to talk about this shit. But I can talk about I got other stuff as well. Yeah. But if I have a bit that's like my mates did this, or we were skating or surfing or something, like I'll probably put that in over something else. If I had to prioritise, if you only do 5 bits, they'd probably be you'd say, I'm just going to pick the 5 bits that are in line with this character, maybe. Yeah. Okay. Does that make sense?
Kind of. I suppose that's like I've seen a couple of times. That when people go, like, say they've got, like, your personality, like, on stage and stuff, and then they go, like, dark, like, they go, like, completely the opposite way, and then they lean into that for, like, 4 or 5 jokes. It doesn't work sometimes, because they're like, no, we liked you as this guy.
Yeah.
We got to know you as this. This is why we like you. But now you've just flipped it on our head, and we're like, is he ever met in Breakdown? What the fuck's going on? Like, it's very, like, noticeable.
Yeah.
But whereas if you start from the start, you're going, like, real zany, and then your fucking punchlines are dark, they're like, oh, we get it. Like, it goes back and forth. But if it goes, like, one trajectory and then the fucking opposite way, you're like, oh, fuck. You kind of get, maybe you get half the audience that you didn't get before. Yeah, it's weird.
But I don't have, I mean, none of my stuff's dark or anything, like it was. But yeah, I think it's just all light.
Can you remember any other jokes?
Yeah, there's
give us one. Like, I know, it's obviously you don't do it anymore, it's when you started.
Yeah,
like, I just want to...
So there was one, like, I can't really remember it, but this one that doesn't sit well with me was about, about something about how, like, it's interesting. So, it was a joke about a pedophile.
Okay, I'm there.
And he's the Tait guy who's in...
Oh, yeah, Bendigo dude, yeah.
And I did a joke about it, and it was like... But now I do a joke about him as well, and I love that joke.
Yeah, so it's just... is it just cleaned up /
Yeah, I think the last time it was about, like, how... Like, I was upset that he didn't get me kind of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which is very, like, a stereotypical joke of, like...
Yeah.
When people, like, talk about, like, kids that were touched at school, and then they were like... Oh, wasn't I fucking pretty enough?
Yeah.
There's like a whole fucking episode of Always Sunny in Philadelphia about it. Yeah, so... it's a common...
And then, I think I had a bit about, like, how, like, it was bad about, I would never... What was it? I wouldn't hit my girlfriend, but I would never hit... I think it was, like, never hit a woman, ever, but... see, it sounds bad already. But it was something like how...
But my missus... Ooh, that bitch!
It wasn't even true. Like, it was just something like how, like, if something would pass her and then if it happened again, I'd pay someone else to it. And it was just terrible. And I was like... And, like, it did well, but then I was just like, oh, that's just Anthony Jeselnik, and I'm just trying... I saw that last night, and now I'm trying to be him. And then I was just like...
Is this why you don't watch much stand-up? Because you feel like you get in the middle...
Well, I never watched it before I did it. And then when I was living in a house, with a mate that loved watching it. He didn't do it.
Yeah.
So then I'd show him, like, I'd hear all comedians talking about specials. I'm like, oh, we should watch this together, and we'd watch it, and we'd laugh heaps. But now...
Do you do that thing where it's funny joke, and then you both look at each other, like...
Yeah.
How's that the weirdest thing? Like, you naturally just do it. Like, are you laughing? I'm laughing. It's real strange.
Well, like...
People do it all the time.
Yeah. But I got to... now, like, I haven't watched a new special once in coronavirus. Like, being locked in, I haven't watched any of it.
What do you watch? What do you reckon gives you inspiration for your jokes?
The Weekend.
Okay, so
just me.
So you like a lot of stories.
Yeah, like I don't know what it is. I just like my jokes. I always say, like, I like to think of the best jokes. Like I like ranking things. Like I'm like a guy like albums of all time.
Yeah.
And I've done like multiple times where I've said, oh, you know, what's the best joke in like Australian comedy? Like who's got it kind of thing. Like just chatting to mates. And they're all for me, like, about the most simple subject that is
90%
like,
Carl Barron.
Yeah, but like, just not so much like the most simple.
His best joke. Hey, yeah.
I've got a huge thing for detail, like, just like to talk about, like, Jonathan Schuster, he's a great comedian, he has a joke about Crocs.
As in the shoe?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just think it's so funny, and like, it's like just like taking a little thing and then making it kind of crazy. But I like all my jokes, my favourite jokes of mine are all pretty much about travel, probably. In their most boring term, travel. But yeah, like I got this flow rider joke. It's probably my favourite, and it's about like a surf wave machine that I love surfing on. Yeah, I like names. I like to just be exact about this thing that exists. I mean, it's a thing, and it's only one of it. I'm going to talk about that one little thing.
Yeah. Billy Connolly does little bits about it, like.
So I wouldn't know. I wouldn't have a clue. Why did he die?
I don't. But does he do much stand? I mean, like he's got cancer and Parkinson's or something. I could be saying that totally wrong, but I'm sure he's very sick.
See how like I'm not a gossip. I don't follow comedy that much.
Bill Hicks is dead. So,
yeah, thank you.
Yeah,
like, good. See, but like if you ask me that. Oh, like I know.
If they give you 4 comedians and they'll be like,
like comedian trivia.
Who is dead? And you'd be like,
Yeah, like if you ask
who's
me, like,
this man in a tracksuit?
If we were doing this never happened. If we were doing comedy trivia, and one of the questions was like, oh, which one of these comedians has died? Then I'd be real hesitant and look to you to get it right. But then if we said, which comedy club has the best chips? I'd be like, fuck yeah, I know the answer. Like I just like that stuff I've got. Like that's I don't know.
You know what you know?
Like, because I've had this conversation with these people, my favourite subject of Melbourne comedy is
shit.
Which gig has the best food? Like, I just love asking people that. Oh, it's hard. It is so hard. Some of the answers that are a bit like, oh, you can't really say that because it's because
how racist.
Because of like for example, Rochi has great pub food, but you never ever eat while doing the gig. As Catfish has amazing food, and you eat it pretty much every time.
Oh. Okay.
So it's kind of like saying, like I'm trying to think of a. Say you did a gig at the Bird Rock Hotel.
Yep.
In Janjak, and you did it way out the back. Well, it's like separate to the food, so you probably can't say that gig has the best food because the food is at the venue, but the gig is.
Okay.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know, I haven't thought about it for ages, but Catfish is real good. You got these cheesesteaks.
I wish I sent you this question.
This gig shut down called Little Mess that actually, again, it had delicious food, but you'd never eat there while doing comedy.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I've had the conversation a lot.
Is it weird? Because I haven't done many gigs where it's just like a cafe, restaurant type thing, then comedy's in one corner, and then the rest of them are just eating, and they're just like, the gig springs up. Because you'd hear about comedians talk about that forever. Like, they've been doing gigs when they first started, and they were like, are you guys here for the comedy show? And they're like, it's that starter.
I did a gig once and they were delicious. They were the best. But it was this gig and they brought out prawn crackers for every table.
Yeah.
And all you could hear was people eating prawn crackers. And they were the best. Like, I know that's not what we're here to talk about, but these prawn crackers, Little Mess, shout out. What's with the prawn crackers? They're so good. They're brown too. They're not pink. They're like brown. And they're
trendsetters.
I've got to take a week off just thinking about it.
Where were we? So, with your stand-up now, since obviously let's refer back to 2019. Do you set goals every year? Do you like, I want to do minimum 200, I would like to get... Are you at the point now when you're like, you know what, I would like to make, let's say, have 20 paid gigs, or whatever it may be, whatever thing that you would do. Do you have any...
Yeah, I do every year. Yeah.
Do you write them down?
I did a podcast with another comedian, and we both did that. It was like we were talking. Our podcast wasn't that great; didn't last long. But one episode was about New Year's resolutions, and then we kind of set a goal there, and we've just kind of kept doing it since. Yeah. But my goals are so I always do minimum 200, and that's not something too much that you like. I just record them through the year, but as I get to the end of them, like, oh, how many more gigs have I got to do to smash it? No, it's easy. Like I usually always above 200 without stressing.
Are you in the higher echelon of people, or is it?
Nah,
that's pretty
like some
standard.
people do like 600 gigs a year.
That's fucking gross.
But the other gigs that I set are always rooms. Like I want to do this room.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you done the Comics Lounge?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
there we go.
I'd like to do. Yeah, great.
Yeah.
Sick.
It's a comedy club, so
So
I was lucky enough to get on like the Pro-Am, which I assume stands for pros and amateurs. Pro-Am. I assume that's the fucking thing.
Yeah.
So I was definitely the amateur part of it. But I was lucky enough before I left, got to do Yuck Yucks in Vancouver at a comedy club. For some stupid reason, everyone just went that night. Like it was...
Did you crash?
I went pretty well. I got like a couple of applauses and stuff, which was nice. I was a little bit and an on what gear I was going to do, and I changed it up a bit so it didn't land as good. But no, it was like success, and a lot of people, like, you know, mates who came there finally got to see me gig, and a couple of other people in the audience were like, that was really good, which is always, that's like the main thing in stand-up, isn't it? When like a random stranger will be like, I really, really enjoyed that. You're like,
the best.
My validation is fucking peaking.
The best that can ever be though is when you're not at the gig.
Yeah, I've had that.
Get it later.
I've had that once.
Get your parents there at the bar, and then they're like, hey, you do comedy and you're good.
You're fucking like, shit.
It's so best. Love it so much.
Have you just quickly going back to your jokes before where you were doing the Anthony Jeselnik like type style?
Terrible.
Have you ever had much backlash of any jokes where someone's been like, excuse me, I saw that joke about blah blah blah. I don't think it's blah blah blah.
Nah.
Okay.
Yeah, I've had
moving on.
I've had people say that the joke wasn't good and like bag me out for it, which is fine. Like,
comedy's so subjective.
Probably bag myself about it too. I've had people say, "Oh, I remember that bit." Like, I won't say it at the time, but later on, go, "Oh, I remember when you did that kind of thing." Okay. I've had this. I don't know. This is it's only backlash to myself, really. Yeah. But I did a joke and it was great. It went really good. I still will do it. But I did it, and then there's a website called Awkward Dates Melbourne or something Dates Melbourne. Yeah. And the story went pretty much like word for word what my joke had been. Oh. And because I did my joke at gigs, I was worried that someone had written it, but then I was also just freaking out that people would think I got it from that website. So you reckon it was your material but it went up there? Oh, I think like maybe someone it's pretty unique. What happened was I needed to poo. I got out with a girl. I needed to go to the toilet, and I did a real little poo. No, sorry, I flushed, but it all went down to this little poo, and I couldn't. One wouldn't go down. Yeah. So was it at the restaurant or? No, at a house. Okay. So I pocketed it, and then so. You put poo in your pocket. And then I just snapped and said, "Oh, there's a little poo in my pocket," and like all that. It was a good joke. The story went almost like because the bits of it goes for like almost 5 minutes. One of my longest bits, and yet all the detail was the same except for the pocket. Okay. The pockets when they stopped. Yeah. They were like talked about how little the poo was. They talked about like fishing it out and throwing it over the neighbour's fence, which I talk about. And and they even came clean and told the person. And I was like, this is just so. And I just thought, and people tagged me like, "Is this you writing it?" And I thought, no. But fuck now, you'll think I've got it from here. Yeah. So that's probably like me in terms of bits that have haunted me, or I know it's not it is backlash, but it's just to myself. Yeah. How weird is it when you're like,
you write a joke, and these days I will literally, nearly word for word, just copy and paste and put it into Google, and I'll see what comes up.
Yeah, really.
And then a couple of times, it's like it might be fucking a joke from the 80s, but it's like the same premise. But everything under the sun's been done, unless you're talking about new technology and this and that. Like, it's hard to be fucking, that whole thing of like the parallel thinking and stuff like that.
Yeah.
That's why jokes work so fucking well, because we've all had the same thoughts. But when it's word for word, verbatim, fucking blah, 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 you're like, this correlation here is pretty strong, and you run in the same circles of that. That's when it comes back. It's so weird when you hear people doing jokes and you're like, mate, that's clearly blah blah blah's work.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I've seen it happen other ways. I know I did sit down with a mate to write jokes, and he's a pretty good comedian, and I was a bit embarrassed because I got this idea for a bit. He goes, that's word for word Louis C.K.'s bit.
Okay.
I was like, whoa! And I was like, yeah, it is. And I think I had seen it.
You say the N-word, or
I came up with it? No. I was wanking. But
I'll pull my dick out in front of her.
But yeah, I think that was embarrassing. I've seen other people. I've had lines stolen, but not bits.
Yeah.
So I did have I don't even know if they're stolen. And then the thing is, they're just true. But I remember I thought it was funny to say, because one of my mates went to jail, and I said he robbed a servo. He went to jail for robbing a servo because that's illegal. And I just thought it was funny to say that robbing a servo is illegal. And then I heard someone else say, because that's illegal. It's like straight after their bit.
Yeah.
And then I heard another guy say it, and I go, well, it is all illegal. Like, you can't say, oh, this happened on Tuesday, and someone else said it'd be happening on Tuesday, and like, you're copying me. But it was, I was like, I was getting laughs on the illegal line, and now you're saying it's illegal. I don't know.
It's very strange.
But I'm like, way too scared to say it.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know, like, one of my friends, they had to say something, and the person hated them for it, but yeah, they had to do it.
Really?
Just had to say, hey, that bit's pretty much word for word my bit, don't do it. Yeah.
I just can't believe people think they're going to get away.
Well, they might not know.
Yeah, true, but still, I mean, if you were actively stealing it...
Yeah, I know.
And you're like, the scene's big, but it's fucking small.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you're going to run into... If you're doing stand-up, you're going to be doing gigs. If I start tomorrow and I'm doing gigs in Melbourne, I'm going to see you Wednesday. If I'm starting Monday and I'm doing 3 gigs a night. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The scene is huge, but then some people never leave other gigs. Like, I'll do them all, but some people are only at theirs. So you'd see them at others. But yeah, the other thing is, because I do gig so much, and just because, like, I'm a bastard, I guess. Like, it's a bit rude. But I don't stick around a lot.
Slut.
So once I'm done...
You're a one-night stand man.
A little bit.
One-night stand comic.
That was my New Year's resolution this year. I was like, stop. Like, hang out.
Is it because you've made, like, you want a gig, but at the same time, you've made your click and stuff? Whereas, like, if I started doing stand-up in Melbourne, I think I would actively stay around to make friends. Like, point in case is this right now. I met you at a gig. I met you in fucking... Warrnambool, where, like, 3-4 years ago, whatever it was, maybe 5, whatever. Like, the only reason we knew each, like, is just because we had stayed around after the gig. It was a small gig, and we chatted, and you guys were like, come up to fucking Bendigo and put me on one of your fucking rooms.
Yeah.
But it's one of the good things about comedy is making like-minded friends. It's such a unique experience.
Well, the difference is, like, I don't think I'm the like-minded one, though. But I think that's why I'm not... Like, as I said,
then you can still talk about stand-up, you could still... Like, there is parts of like-minded, I guess. But not maybe the full, like, self-deprecating, fucking, blah, blah, blah.
It's more like I hate saying it, but, like, once...
Say it loud and
I'll be cancelled for this, I reckon. Like, it's not even that crook, but... I mean, not crook at all, but once I'm done, I'm like, well, I kind of want to go, because I don't really want to watch...
Yeah.
Like,
don't watch these shit.
Maybe I'm doing comedy for the wrong reason, but I just don't love... Like, I do like it. I think it's great. At comedy festival, I'll go see shows. Like, I'll see heaps. And I'll watch the acts and laugh heaps, but there's still, for me, there's just other things I'd rather be doing.
Yeah, it's fair.
So once I'm off, I'm like, oh, hello. Like, and then, like, again, it's about food, but I'm like, oh, there's a pizza shop down the road, and they do a real good slice.
Yeah.
I'm going to go get that. And then, like, again, having a girlfriend, I'll be like, oh, I kind of want to go hang with you, or having mate, like, because I've had the same, which probably no one does. And the other thing is, comedians that I've noticed, they move to Melbourne, and a lot of them have to leave their friends, or grow apart. I've had the same group of friends forever, since some primary school.
Me too.
And still hang out with them all the time. So for me, I'm like, oh, I kind of just want to go hang with them. But then, like, in saying that, like, I've got a small group of comedy mates, and I love hanging out with them. They're the best. Like,
I'll cut that bit out. That's fine.
They're so good, but the thing is,
cut. It doesn't matter.
but they do what I do, so then they're not there. Where
so you're like, I'm gonna hang around with no one.
Well,
yeah, I get it.
Someone, but not like the comics I'd love to hang out with.
Yeah, your friends. Yeah. It's fine. You can say you're cool. Fucking friends, mate.
No, the comic friend. Yeah.
But that's the same thing. Like, I don't give two fucks about other people. Like, some people I just don't care about. But if I know that they're good and I've got nothing else on, I'll stay around for sure.
Yeah.
But I am a comedy man. Like, I'll watch.
Yeah, love watching.
Yeah, like I'm
I'm trying to make it clear. Like, I like watching. Like, I think I've got a favourite comedians, and they're on, and I'll be losing it. Yeah, I'll be laughing so much. But yeah, you're right. That's fucking you. I mean, I travel for you. But I just could go without it.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah.
Like, I'm not
if you're not a big comedy fan, that's totally fine. And one of the issues with you too, and the same with fucking me, if we do gigs, especially more me, but when you do outside of Melbourne gigs, they're far away. And you're like, I'm going to get home.
Yeah, that's a thing.
You know, you're just like, if I stay here another hour, I'm getting home in 3.5 hours instead of 2.5. Like, you're like, it's Sunday.
and the other thing is, if I'm sticking around, I want to get on the piss a bit. And the other thing is a lot of a lot of comics don't drive, so you can have.
Yeah, wait, hang on. Let's go back to that.
Yeah.
Why the fuck?
I
find it the strangest thing when people are putting on comedy gigs around the neighbourhood, like, you know, away from Melbourne. Then they'll put up on the Melbourne fucking pages, hey, there's a gig, do you guys? And people are like, yep, I'm at that spot. And then they're like, is there a fucking train station or a bus? And you're like, the fuck is wrong with you?
It's not a comic thing, it's a Melbourne thing.
It's a fucking... It's a deadbeat thing. I haven't... Mick Malloy. I'll take Mick Malloy doing it. Other people...
Does he know his license?
No, he's never.
Really?
I'm pretty sure.
He drove in Crackerjack.
Yeah.
I'm calling the fucking cops. He drove in Crackerjack. Yeah, Bentley Cigarettes Will Kill You was playing, and he's in the fucking car driving. You're saying he was acting in a fucking movie?
That's how good he's fucking acting.
Oh my God.
I'm pretty sure Eddie Maguire picks him up, or used to anyway, when they're on the same fucking radio station.
Really?
Yeah, when the morning show.
Fuck, that'd be a sick car. That'd be good carpool.
But
I wouldn't even want the carpool lane. I'd just be happy to listen.
There's, like, I don't know, I find that so strange. Like, I don't know, if you're a Melbourneite and you're just used to public transport, yeah, but
that's what...
At the same time, fucking, like, I find it so fucking just... But if you're like, can you come pick me up? I'll be like, no. Like, you have to be good.
Wow.
And I know a lot of people who have done that aren't that fucking good.
Some of them, though, maybe not all of them...
Are worth it.
No, I was just going to say, half of them probably have their licence. That might surprise you.
They just don't have a car.
They don't have a car. And that is, again, because you don't need one. Like, I drive a lot out of Melbourne. Like, I like driving to Bendigo, I like going home, I like going to the beach heaps, and I like going camping. So, yeah, so I'm often driving. But in the city, I never use my car. Never drive to gigs. Always, PT means I can, like, have headphones and listen to... I mean, you can do that in the car, but I can listen to music, and then I can practice, I can get to the gig and just not have to worry about parking. Like, I never drive to gigs.
Yeah. Still, find it weird.
Yeah.
Find it weird just to ask people, like, can you pick me up? I'm fine.
But like, it's so interesting, like, because I've got a mate who doesn't, just never got his licence. I don't know why.
I had a mate that was the same, but he got his licence and now he's a fully fledged adult.
Did you get yours when you turned 18?
I failed the first time, so I had to wait like an extra... or it was a month or whatever. But yeah, pretty much. I was fucking Belbray, man. Like, fucking...
You went?
Like, fucking where I'm from.
Jan.
Belbray.
What's Belgrade?
Belbray is where I'm from.
Well, I thought you were from Jan.
No.
That's the only reason I was doing this podcast. Like, I thought you were from...
Well, we're nearly done anyway, so it worked.
Yeah, what's Belgrade?
Belbrade's like 5 minutes away from Jug. It's a country.
Oh, so you're not like the surf rat that I envisioned.
No, I'm an obese man sweating sitting down.
I thought when you said, "Hey, do you want to do the pod?" I was like, "Tate's not turning up. The fucking waves will be. The barrels will be crushing him."
I was gonna call it fucking. The podcast was just gonna be called.
Which is like I thought I was shocked that it was fucking Tait talks. I thought it was, and then there's the other thing is I said to you I'd come do this pod, like I'd come to you to do the pod. You've come to us today.
Yeah,
but I was going to come
knock off
to
all
you,
3 of you.
and then I was going to go for a swim. I thought you'd be taking
now
me
70,000 degrees
to the fucking hot spots. Yeah, I thought you'd be like, "Oh, let me show you a little."
You drive me to the beach. She'd be like, "Yeah, get out."
Yeah, but you wouldn't be. It turns out you wouldn't be saying, "Oh, this is a local spot."
I could. I lie a lot.
Yeah, true. Yeah. Which is fine, I guess. Like I would never know. And I just...
This isn't even a podcast. This is just a real, like, long fucking trailer for a gay porn.
This isn't even on. You just want me to know that you don't surf. And
yeah, pretty much. This is my intervention to you. We're pretty much nearly done, I think. I'm happy with that.
Damn. I've got heaps of shit to say. You just haven't got sensitive subjects.
I'm going to get you back on at some stage.
Yeah, because it's been more about comedy and I haven't had like time to discuss my true passions.
What are they, just quickly?
Oh, I got like a little side hustle jerky business going. That, you know,
when that's off it's off, we can talk about. We will change it to the Jerky Boys, and I think it's both
on. Boys. Otherwise, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater. That's a big one for me. We didn't cover
the new one.
All
remastered.
All of them.
Okay. Have you got the new one on PS4?
Yeah.
Is it good?
Yeah.
Is it worth it?
It's amazing. I'm the best at it. Like, I'm the best at Tony Hawk.
Best comedian, best fucking Tony Hawker. I
was joking about... I don't want you to say best comedian, best Tony Hawker, because I was 100% joking about the comedian thing.
He's not.
I'm not joking.
He punched me before.
Oh, what do you mean I punched you?
When I was like, you're not that good in fucking comedy, and he just fucking...
I did make a sick joke as we arrived here today. But I am... I just want to be clear... I just want everyone to know
he is the best comedian
at Tony Hawk's ever.
Okay.
Fucking so good at it. I did make a bet with a mate that if I lost I'd shave my head, and I've got a shaved head at the moment. But yeah. You did lose, or is it just? Yeah, I lost, but I let him win because I wanted to shave my head.
He had nothing going for him.
Yeah.
Had to let him win. I'm pretty happy with that. If you're watching on YouTube, once again, like and subscribe. It goes a long way. I know it's fucking harping on this bullshit.
It's so crazy that you do it in person. Like, I'm still seeing it in person.
You
think it'd be different?
Well, your jerky business isn't up and going, is it?
Just keep an eye out for... It might be called...
Is it called Jerky Boys?
Nah, it might be called Take...
Type in Jerky Boys in the Google. Go to images and see what comes up.
Oh, you'll still find me. I'm still on there.
It's like, why is he got mayonnaise all over his face?
You can't dehydrate mayonnaise. And he's eating it wet. But no, I was going to say, it might be called Take Off Your Pants and Jerk It.
Okay, well, good luck with that.
Why?
Well, I don't know how that's going to go with the fucking PC culture. Which we didn't touch on. Do you think there's PC culture in stand-up? Do you think it's changed much from when you started to now?
Nah.
6 years?
Nah, it hasn't changed. It hasn't changed from when... It's like... I don't know if everyone agrees. I think it's a good thing. I think that we're moving towards a more inclusive world, and I'm all for that. And I don't really have anything dark to say, so it doesn't affect me that much.
It's true. Besides when you were going through your Jessenick phase.
Yeah, exactly. But that's the thing. Like it hasn't changed, and I just didn't care about it at the start.
Yeah.
For a little while, not too long. But
now you just.
Now I am.
There's Tony Hawk in it.
Yeah, exactly.
Jerking it, Tony Hawk in it, best comedian in the working it.
Oh, I'm just say the Tony Hawk thing because I want that to stand, like, because that's true.
You heard it, ladies and gentlemen. The best comedian in the business.
But I just think, like, I just get a bit over the PC thing, like, again, probably because, like, because I got other things and I'm not, like, super focused on comedy. We're like, PC's gone mad. I'm like, I just hate it when it's such a little thing. And we're back because going back to the PC, as I said, take your pants off and jerk it. Shit like that can be taken away, like taken out of context, and just people run wild with it. It's just so annoying. Yeah, I think this is probably the wrong thing to say because I'd much rather be in the inclusive world. Yeah. But so for me, I'm just trying to have fun, and sometimes, like, even though you're doing it for the right causes, I think you are, and I would like to be doing it more. But sometimes I'm like, can't we just not have a break from defending people, but we just don't have to write things on the internet.
Yeah, true. That's a big one. I don't get too don't write shit on the internet. But if you got like a tiny little thing and a joke that's nothing, it's a throwaway line that's just filler, and people harp on that little thing and take it out of context, that's when I'm like,
yeah,
come on.
Yeah, I don't know. I just want to sort of have a good time.
You heard it here first, ladies and gentlemen. That is the end of the podcast. Ash, thank you.
Woo! Thank you
so much for being on.
Can we talk about the heat now? Like, how did we? It is so hot in here, by the way. Oh, it is insane.
I don't know if you can see how like my hair's flat.
Oh, I can see it in your hat.
Oh yeah.
Your hat's a bit oh man, it's cooking.
It's fucking hot.
Do you wear deodorant?
Yes, I'm not a fucking animal.
Oh, I haven't worn deodorant in 15 years, but thanks, man.
You're a fucking animal.
Nah, it's what.
Ladies and gentlemen, thank you so much for coming on the podcast. Ash, this is episode 12 of the podcast.
6 times 2.
Yep, that's it. And we'll be back next week